Test, test. Okay, here we are Monday morning, and we're looking to get our trade on, our 0DTE trade for today. And there's not a signal yet, but it's close. And so I'm just staging out my different options, or the alternate spreads I can choose from. You can see here that the top one here is selling the 50.65. We get, like, right now we get a 55% credit. And the 50.70, 5 cents closer to the money, we get 85. So these are my two different options on the spreads. I just have staged up here so I can kind of look at the price here as I get a signal, if I get a signal, and I am close to it. So we've gone up to 10 contracts now. So we've scaled up to 10 contracts. So that's kind of significant, at least to me. That's if we win on this trade, it's a $500 win per trade. So we're looking at 50 bucks profit per contract. So 50 bucks times 10 is 500. So I don't know if we've traded at this level on this project or not yet, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm showing 85 here. The signal is flickering on and off. I'm going to give it just a second. So we're getting, I'm going to try to shoot this one out there. Create duplicate order. See if I can get 80. So we can get 85. There we go. Sent it out there. I threw it out there. Let's see if I can get a bite or a nibble. I did it at 85. I may want to bring that back to 80. I'll watch it for a second. Come on. Give me a fill. So I'm trying to get 85 right now. It's showing 70. I may bring this down. I'm going to watch it for a second, and I may bring this down to 80. I'm going to bring that down to 80. Okay, so I'm asking 80 now. I'm asking 80. It's showing 75. So we can get filled in this. Oh, I saw 77 there for a second. $77. Let's see where the other one's at. So this is the one we have on. Trying to get 80. This one we could get 90. Let's see if we could maybe switch it out. I could probably get filled right now at 95. Let's do it. So I'll replace that one. And I heard the chime, so that means we're in. Okay, so we got this one in 10 contracts, selling this 50.70 at 95. So let's take a look at that. So that's this one. 95. There's our trade. And I'm going to set an automatic profit taking order to get out of this at, I think it's 45, right? We buy these back at 45. That'll give us our 500. So I'm going to say create duplicate order. There's the automatic profit taking order. Running. All right, so we're off and going. Here we go. And I'm just going to unlock this so I can kind of monitor this price right here as it moves around. Here's our trade. And we're off and running. So today, for our entertainment pleasure, I was talking to a good friend of mine this weekend, Andrew, and if you know, you may or may not know, I'm totally like crazy with all this UFO stuff going on, all this phenomena, craziness, especially as it's ramping up. We were talking about this guy named Chris Bledsoe. I think that's how you say his name, Chris Bledsoe. And he's this like super humble, gentle man out in North Carolina who has all this crazy stuff happen to him. Like he has, and it's documented, like he sees orbs. He like has healing powers. It's just nuts. He's seen aliens and UFOs, and he's considered to be the most, what do they call it? The most believable, or the most, what's the word? You know, like the one, someone you can really believe in. Like he's not just some crazy person. Like NASA and the government are studying him, and he's like the real deal. And I just ran across this, it looks like a podcast or something this morning. So he's had several really weird missing time experiences. And I'm reading his book right now. And one of them is he can't, a lot of his memory gets wiped, like what happens a lot with these things. They wipe your memory. So he goes into these regression, these hypnosis sessions, and they go back and he figures out what's going on, and he kind of he remembers through these sessions. So this is one of them. It's just the transcript being read by somebody, but just having read his book and knowing about this particular situation or this particular incident, I kind of got I was kind of hooked on it this morning. So I'm just going to play that. Just bear with my UFO nuttiness. And suspend, what did they say? Suspend your disbelief for the next 30 minutes. Let's listen to see this guy. So this is like the transcript of a hypnosis sessions with Chris Bledsoe about a weird missing time encounter that he had. Here we go.
Chris Bledsoe regression with Barbara Lamb on June 5th, 2018, San Diego. Barbara, do you sense yourself being in bed alone? Chris, yes, I see a door. And then he starts crying. He starts to cry. And he says, oh Lord, I see a door. It's light, an opening. It's in the ceiling. There's a hole, an opening. And I'm being drawn up. And then Barbara, they're drawing you up out of the bed? Chris says yes. Barbara says, what position do you think you are, and if you are being drawn up? Chris says, I'm being pulled up. Barbara, are you vertical or horizontal? Chris, I'm flat. I'm beginning to go from flat to vertical, and I see the attic in my house. Barbara, and do you stay there? Chris, no, I'm being pulled higher and higher to the light. Barbara, are you being pulled up right up to the ceiling? Chris, towards the ceiling, I can see the rafters in the attic. I can see the attic. I can see all this stuff. Barbara, is there any light in there? Chris, just the light that's pulling me. And is it continuing to pull you? It pulls me higher and higher and higher and higher. I see the trees. Barbara, oh, you're outside now? Chris, yes, I see the trees and being drawn up higher into this beautiful light. Barbara, is that beautiful light above you? Chris, yes, I'm being carried away. I'm being carried away. Barbara, are you carried toward that light or in another direction? Chris, to the light. And I feel the light. I feel it. It's warm and it's loving. And then he starts crying again. Barbara, it really moves you, doesn't it? Chris, yes, the energy. It's a wonderful feeling, and I can feel this beautiful presence, this wonderful presence of love. Barbara, and is it very large? Chris, it's pretty large. A door. The light is like the size of a door. That's what it looks like, a doorway. And I feel it. I feel its wonderful, loving feeling. And I hear these voices telling me I'll be fine. They're telling me not to be afraid, that they're here to guide me, to help me. Barbara. And as this is happening to you, who is telling you this? Chris, I see these 3 figures. They're beautiful and they're glowing and they're standing in the light. He begins to cry again. They're welcoming me to the light. Barbara, so does it feel like you're actually going into the light? Chris, yes, I'm being pulled into the light. They're calling me. They're beautiful, they're glowing, they're very tall and glowing, loving. Barbara, and how many are you seeing? There are 3 of them. Barbara, does it seem like you've ever seen these beings before? Chris, yes, I've seen them. I know them. They're the guardians, the angels.
Same ones.
They're the same ones that came when I was sick. Barbara, and did they help you when you were sick? Chris, yes, they came when I was sick. When I was crying out, they came. They took me into the light and they're back. It's the same beautiful, loving. They're angels. Angels. They're standing above me and calling me. Beautiful and loving. Their presence is so amazing and I keep their presence within me. I feel that connection. I've never forgotten that. That's how I know they're here. So Barbara says, so they've welcomed you into the light and you're there now with them. Chris, yes, I'm in a bubble, this bubble, glowing bubble. Barbara, is there anyone else with you as well? Chris, I only feel these 3 beings and they're telling me to come with them. I have to go with them. They have somewhere special to take me. Barbara, now before you go with them, can you describe what these 3 beings look like? Chris, yes, they're very lovely and tall, very tall. Much taller than I am, 7 foot maybe. And they're glowing, beautiful and radiant. They're pale in color. Bluish white. They're emitting light from their being. It's light. It's like they're made of light. I can see their face barely, but they're glowing, so you have to be close to see detail. But I see their eyes are glowing, beautiful blue, and I hear the singing, this wonderful singing. A choir, a lovely choir singing and praising love. It's vibrating from my soul. They come for me, for the mother. She wants to see me. Mother sent them for me. They're telling me the mother wants to see me. Barbara, now did your mother die from this physical life? No. The mother. The mother. The love. I hear many voices singing praises of love and joy, and they're taking me to her. Barbara, are you doing that in kind of a floating way? Chris, we're in a bubble. Barbara, is the bubble moving? Chris, yes, moving very fast. I can see through the bubble. I see the earth as it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. As I look back and they're there with me, I can see far away, far out in the stars and the heavens clearly. It's beautiful. It's all beautiful and love. We're traveling far away to where I don't know. But I feel that I'm bathed in a huge ball of light. It's just a loving, wonderful vibration, and my whole body is vibrating. I feel it now. And we're beginning to approach this place. I don't know where we've gone to. It seems like Egypt. It's like desert. There are these canyons, high canyons. I can see walls that are vertical to my right and to my left. And as we gently float to the surface, I'm with them. And the sand is so warm and beautiful and dry. It looks like desert with canyon walls on either side. I can see far away, far up and ahead, this light down the canyon. It's just beautiful lights. Barbara, to be nighttime or daytime? Chris, it's nighttime. And the light is illuminating our path. And we're being pulled to that light, and I'm walking ahead, and I can feel their presence around me, and I can hear them. Barbara, are you actually walking with your feet on the ground? Chris, yes, this beautiful golden sand beneath my feet. It's warm and comfortable. And the light is way ahead, a long way ahead. The beings are around me, and they're taking me up towards the light. And I feel the light around me. I feel the light ahead. It's drawing me, pulling me closer. And I can hear them. I hear them plainly. I hear them talking amongst each other. Barbara, are there other beings also in that light? Chris, just the 3 that are with me that brought me to this beautiful place. They're bringing me to this light in this canyon that is way ahead. And we're making our way towards this light, and I hear them speaking to one another, but I don't hear what they're saying. I just hear this beautiful language, gorgeous, beautiful. He begins to cry again. It's permeating my being, but I don't understand it. It's a heavenly-like language. And we're headed towards this light. This light is illuminating the floor of the canyon and the walls as we get closer, and it makes a turn to my left, and the light I can see is coming from around that turn. It's so bright, it's illuminating the paths, and we're not seeing the light yet because it's around the bend. And we're being drawn closer. They're taking me with them or walking with me, bringing me to this beautiful light, this beautiful bluish white light. And then Barbara says, and is there any change of temperature as you get closer to that light? Chris, it's just beautiful, warm, and lovely. My feet, I can feel this beautiful golden warm sand. It's so comfy beneath my feet. And the light's drawing me in, and I'm so curious. I'm not afraid. I only feel this love, this beautiful feeling of love. These beings are still talking. I can hear them singing this wonderful singing in a language I don't understand, but it's almost a choir. Barbara, their talking is almost a choir? Chris, yes, it's the way they talk. It sounds like it's a choir singing, but I don't understand it. I can feel this new presence that I felt before. And we're beginning to go around this curve, and I can see this light. It's way up ahead coming from the end of the canyon. As we turn this curve, it's a dead end, and high up on the canyon walls where the lights are coming from. Beautiful shimmering light, sparkles and radiance that's causing me to tremble. And as I get closer, I can see this. It's her. It's her again. What do you think? What does she look like? Chris, it's the mother. It's the lady. She's calling me back. She's beautiful. I can't describe the beauty of this loving, most loving mother. She's high up on this niche, standing in front of a huge stone chair that's carved within the canyon walls. And she's standing in front of it, in front of this huge chair. It's much bigger than her. It's huge. It's very powerful. She's glowing. Barbara says, what about her size? Chris, she's not very big. Barbara, is she human? Chris, she's human. She's floating. Her feet are not on the floor. She's above me. She's up in the niche carved into the rock wall. And she's looking down at me, and I look back to see these beautiful glowing beings, and they bow down to her, and they're leaving me. They brought me to her. Barbara, and what did those beings look like? They look like the ones who are escorting you. Chris, they're the same ones, the guardians, the angels, the seraphim. They're loving, glowing, beautiful beyond words. The words can't describe. And they're leaving me with her for now. They leave me with her. I can't describe the beauty, the joy, the vibration in my soul. And she's so beautiful and loving, makes me want to tear up and cry. And then he begins to cry. She's so loving. Barbara, let yourself really feel that too. Chris, crying a lot here, over and over, crying. Barbara, feel it and really receive it. Chris, crying. Oh God, oh Lord, words can't describe. Oh my God, I can't describe the love and the sadness she has for us all. She weeps with me. She's so beautiful. I just love her. She's beautiful, amazing. Her gown she's wearing is sparkly, glowing, beautiful, white, flowing gown. It looks like all the stars in the sky in this beautiful silky gown, dressed from her neck to her feet, and I see tears. I see tears in her eyes. Barbara and Chris, what about her face? What can you see about her face? Chris, she's the most beautiful. She's love. She looks totally human. She's very young looking, 30s. She doesn't look very old. Youthful and beautiful in this glowing, beautiful light. But she looks very sad. The most beautiful woman I've ever seen. In her love, she radiates. My body's vibrating from the energy that she's emitting. This light is going through my body and causing me to tremble. I'm not afraid. It's her presence. Oh God, she's talking to me. Barbara, be really aware of what she's saying. Chris, oh Lord, she's telling me that she brought me back to put secrets there, secrets that I would not know until the time is ready. She's telling me things that I have to stay my course, that I can never waver. Her and her angels will never let me out of their sight ever, and that they're guiding me, and I have to trust what I know. I have to trust, and she's telling me that she'll place people within my path that were meant to be, that she's guiding them as well, and that we will come together at the right time, and that all will be revealed in my lifetime, or at least my family's lifetime. Barbara, do you know what this means when she says to stay the course? Chris, I know what she means. She's told me before. I doubted these beings that healed me, that she sent them for me because of suffering and because of the plan that was created. Ahead of time, he begins crying here. Ahead of time, and that they'd always been with me from the beginning and before. And that this time that we're living in is the time that was written about in the book of Revelations in the Bible and in the ancient texts. The age is about to change. It's the end of time. It's the age of Pisces, and the beginning is the new age and a shift in the powers. Every new age will bring in peace and the love of the mother and the divine feminine. And then it says specifically, he begins crying and trembling. There are people that don't want this out and that will push back, but I have to stay the course. Never, never waver from what I know. And she will guide me, and she will place the right people to help and to protect, because a new beginning is coming. It's so beautiful. Barbara, so this is very important for you, Chris, to get this contact with her and get this reassurance. This is encouragement, Chris. And then it says, cries here very much. Chris, yes, I've been so afraid. These people, I've had a lot of people try to convince me that what I've experienced is something different, and I've been threatened, and she told me back then that I would be, but to stay the course and not waver, never, because the truth will come. The truth will come, but much trouble will come ahead. And then it says, there's a lot of darkness that doesn't want the truth. The divine feminine will bring about peace and love in this new world, in this new age that's coming. It's coming, and there's nothing to stop it. It's coming. Barbara, and are you part of this change when she says you must stay the course? Are you part of what will bring about the change? Chris, yes. This message that my experience is from love. It's not from fear. But love has its own, and fear has its own. And that we should love one another because things are getting out of hand and the world is in chaos. And fear is setting in, and fear will overcome us all, and the darkness will win, but eventually the light will prevail. And if I don't spread this truth, if I don't stay the course, somebody else will have to, or it may be too late. Barbara, and now you have this wonderful, important reassurance that as scary as it is with these other people who don't want this, but they will be there, they will help you, they will sustain you. Chris, they are helping me, they are. She's telling me to remember, to never forget what it is that I know, never change, never let anyone persuade me otherwise. Barbara, it's very important, isn't it? Chris, yes, I've had so much fear that's come upon my family, people that threatened us, my children, my wife. Yes, they don't want this out. They don't want it out, this group. They want the darkness, and the mother wants us all to love one another, because if we don't, it might be too late. Too many lives might be lost that we can make a huge difference, and we have to. We have to tell the truth. We have to stick to what our principles are with love. It's all about love and not fear. Fear is the enemy. Fear is awful. And then there's a long pause, and he says, it's so beautiful. Barbara, can you get a sense now for who this mother lady is? Chris, yes, she's the mother of all. She's the comforter, the Holy Spirit. And then he begins crying. She's the third part of the Trinity. She's the mother. She loves us all. She loves everything, our earth, our seas, and every living creature. And she weeps at us at our destruction. But we have free will. We have free will to choose the love or the fear. She loves us all. She loves us. She's the most beautiful mother, the comforter. It's wonderful. She's always been there. She's been here from creation, from the beginning of all time. The universal creation of all that lives. The manifestation of the comforter. The one who truly loves us.
Order filled.
She's here to help. She's here to help us, to guide us. Barbara, and she will always be with you even if you don't see her. Every time she'll be protecting you and guiding you. Chris, yes, she has been. She told me she would. She told me she would. She told me during Easter when she came, and she brought me back to give me these things, these words that would unfold as the time comes. She's the guide. She's guiding us all. She loves us all. Everyone and every living thing. Natural. It's so beautiful. Barbara, and Chris, can you see or tell now why she has particularly chosen you to be doing this very important work? Chris, she didn't tell me why. She just told me that it was a plan from the beginning, before my beginning, and that they'd always been with me. She's always been there watching, guiding, protecting for this time. This time is now, and it centers around the new beginning, the new age. She's telling me that the people of this planet are making biblical scripture take place, and that they've given us the scripture through people, and that we are being guided. These people in power making this happen, some in a good way and some not such a good way. And those who are not such a good way to bring around the darkness, the dark force. And she's in fear of our suffering, of it being so great that she's coming to warn us. It's here, it's now. Barbara, does it seem like the dark forces are particularly active now? Chris, yes, now more than ever, plotting and scheming to take away our love. And when we lose that, we are living in fear, and it's over. It will not be good. It will not be good, and it's coming quickly. The earth is out of balance. Our vibration is totally linked. Our vibration is totally linked to her and to this earth, and into love or fear. And as we are in fear, our vibration drops to a lower level, which throws every living thing, every tree, every plant, every creature, including this earth, its vibration is off, and it's beginning to shake and tremble and self-destruct. We have to change that. We have to change this fear. We have to change it. We have to bring love into this earth, into this world, into our hearts and our minds to bring about peace. Never look at the fear. Never talk of negativity. Never bring it into our lives. Remove it completely from us to stop this negative vibration from going on. If we don't, it's going to be a major loss because the earth is encoded, she says. The earth is encoded. It's part of its makeup to rid itself of negativity and darkness, and that it's a process that has started that only we can stop by love. And with love, we can awaken into a new love and a new world of peace, which was foretold. It's so beautiful. Barbara, so it's very important for you to do this work and to inspire others to do the work. Chris, crying very much here. Yes, she's bringing us together for this time. She's bringing us together. This is the plan. This is part of her plan, and I have to stay the course. I can never waver and not look at the fear, never give in to the fear, and never change for what it is I know. To stay my course, and she will be there, her and her angels. When there are dark forces lurking about, physical and non-physical, that would be attacking me and this family, put the trust in her and the lights that appear. It's a higher vibration. And I can never change. I know, I feel it. I feel that euphoria that I feel when I'm in her presence. Barbara, and you can go on feeling that from this point on. Chris, yes, it's so beautiful, it just makes me cry. So sweet. This is not from sadness, it's from joy, her joy. But I'm afraid for the people, and from what they showed me, the images of what could come is not good. We can change it, we have to. We have to be in love, we can't be in fear, never in the fear. Barbara, so do you know from her the way that you are to help? Chris, I'm helping. She's guiding the natural way. It's what they do. They guide us. They care for us and every living thing they created. They tend to it and they nurture it. And these dark forces are so scary. And I've seen them, the physical and non-physical. Barbara, so your connection with her, the mother, is going to be continuing. It has always been continuing and will continue to as well. You probably have more meetings with her, do you think? Chris, yes, she's always there when I feel that feeling. It's her. Everything's a part of her that we can all feel, that if we open our heart, we have to shed all pride and greed and find that joy and humble ourselves. And we'll find that we can find that higher place. It's so magical. We can walk with them. We can be like them. They want us to awaken. And we have to now before it's too late, before too many are lost. Barbara, so the project that you're doing with Lori, is that very much part of what you're supposed to be doing? Chris, absolutely. It was her. She's created this whole thing, and she's protecting everyone involved. She's with us all, and she's with you. She's brought us all together for this information that has to be given. And very many will accept it. A lot won't, but we have to try. We have to try and spread this love and this message that these lights, that there is other life, not just here, but everywhere. Everything is a living being with a consciousness. The trees, even the grass that we walk on has a consciousness that is pre-programmed to this world, to this earth, just as we are. We're all a part of her and her beautiful love for us, but she weeps with sadness at what may happen if we don't find that place. I keep seeing these images I was shown. I can never forget. And that's all not to scare me, but it's a part of this message of love. Barbara, and while you're with her right now, can you find out what that object was that you were given to hold, that object that seemed to be living and turned prickly? Chris says, yes, it was symbolic. It was symbolic of our world, of the natural world. It was the keys, the symbol of the natural world, that we are all a part of nature and that everything is part of nature, the forces of nature. It was nothing more than a symbol. Barbara, and it made an impression on you, didn't it? Chris, yes it did. I've never known, but I knew it was living. But it had no legs, no head, no tail. It was living. And she's telling me that we are basically the same. We have no direction. We don't know which way we are going or coming. Barbara, just like that unusual life form. Chris, yes, it didn't know where to go, but it was alive. And that we're pretty much the same way. We're blinded in fear. It's what's blinding us, keeping us from awakening. This earth is alive and it's becoming out of balance because we are doing it. The humans are doing it through fear and negativity. We have to change that. War and rumors of war has people in fear. And the fear is growing, and the earth is becoming more and more out of balance, which is not good. I hate the fear. Oh Lord. Barbara, and can you know from her about the other beings, who they really are, where they're really from? Chris, there are many beings, many kinds. There are those that have a very bad agenda for humanity. They prey on us, almost parasitic, and attaches itself through fear. They come in all sorts of ways. They come from above, and there are those that live among us that we hardly recognize. There are those in the sea. These beautiful beings live in the sea, and they protect us, but they're not bad. Benevolent, they watch over us. But the sea is like the sky. It's like deep space. It doesn't matter. They just stay out of sight, but they watch over us, and they tend to every living thing that walks or crawls or swims. And there are others from other worlds, other dimensions. Spirits of our loved ones exist among us. We just have to find love. But I don't know who they are. I don't know. I've seen some. I felt the fear from some. Barbara, some of the other beings? Chris, yes, because they don't want this message. They don't want the love. They don't want her message out there. But the lights, these beautiful orange, the burning ones, they're the ones with the triangle. The good ones, the ones that helped create us universally and every living thing. We have to evolve. We have to awaken. They tend to us like we're in a terrarium, like a farm. And she loves us. They love us. But there are those that will come that don't. And that's why the guardians will keep those at bay. But we have free will, and that's our choice. There are other things that I can't remember what she told me would come in time, at the right time. Barbara, but in the meantime, you were to be bringing the good in, the lights to counteract the dark. Is that right? Chris, yes, that's the course I have to stay. And if we don't spread the light, the darkness will overcome. She's the mother. Barbara, so does that give you any inspiration now to carry on and stay the course? Chris, absolutely. Yes, it does, and nothing can waver that. I'm willing to go, to give what it takes to do what I have to do. Barbara, and not buy into the fear and darkness. Chris, never buy into the fear. Barbara, and that's quite a challenge when you and your family are getting threatened. Chris, yes. Barbara, but if you keep remembering about this wonderful mother and the other beings who pledge to be with you always, that will help in dealing with the fear. Chris, yes, she's always there, and I know they are because they come when I cry out in fear for my family or for myself. They're always there. They're always near. They hear everything we say, everything, and they direct our lives. If we allow them to, we would have to allow them to. If we don't, we're on our own. And that's what she asked of me. She didn't make me. She asked me, would I do this? That this is my burden that I must bear. I'll never change. I'll never change. There's been so many to try and convince me from every angle, from my family to churches to friends, but I will never change. Barbara, they tried to convince you not to talk about these things? Chris, and to believe and to not believe that it's good. Dark forces come and try to tell me that I'm wrong and that it's bad, that it's demonic, that it's evil, it's negative, and threaten me at times if I don't change. But I will never change because I cannot not tell the truth, because I've made an agreement that I must stick to. It's the watchman. She gave me the scripture of the watchman. I can see beautiful images. Barbara, do you feel like you're still there in the canyon with the lady now? Chris, I feel more that she's inside of me. Barbara, she's always with you? Chris, yes, she's always with you too. She's with us all. She's with anyone that will allow her. All we have to do is seek. Barbara, and is there anything else that you need to see about this experience? Chris, no ma'am. Barbara, let's just go now to the very finishing of this experience where you find yourself back at home again. Chris, I'm awakening at home. Barbara, where are you when you're waking up? Chris, back where I was in bed. Barbara, is your wife there? Chris, no, she's not there. She's in the house, but she's not there. Barbara, so you're waking up the normal way you always wake up? Chris, I'm waking up with tears from what just happened, the most amazing experience. Oh God, words can't describe. Barbara, just notice too, while you're waking up, are you in your normal sleeping clothes that you went to bed in? Chris, no, I'm fully dressed and I don't know how. I don't know how I'm dressed, but I'm barefooted with clothes on. This is so strange. Barbara, just go back a little bit just for general interest. Go back to how it was that you happened to be fully dressed, just how that occurred. Chris takes a deep breath. Barbara, obviously you were returned. Just see how it is that it happened, but you were fully dressed. Chris, when the door opens, I hear their voices and they come in directing me to get dressed. Barbara, so they came into your room. Chris, yes, they directed me to be dressed. Barbara, and do you know why? Chris, I don't know why, I'm just getting dressed. Barbara, you can ask them if you like. Chris, because they're taking me. They want me to get dressed to go with them into the ceiling. Barbara, oh, so the getting dressed happened before you were floated up through the ceiling, through the attic, and the roof up into that bubble. Chris, yes, they came into the room and I crawled back into bed and that's when it pulls me up into the light. Barbara, so you're fully dressed at that point in bed. Chris, yes, they did it. They directed it. Barbara, I see. So maybe it's very appropriate that your wife wasn't right there because that would be an unusual thing for you to do, to get fully dressed and then go back into bed. Chris, yes, and they knew she wasn't there. They are all knowing. Guardians. Barbara, is there anything else, Chris, that you've been wondering about this whole experience, about the beautiful mother or the other beings? Chris, at this moment I can't say. I feel as if I'm on fire. Barbara, wow. Chris, yes, it's so
Order
hot.
filled.
Barbara, and is that a disturbing kind of hot, or how would you describe it? Chris, it comes from returning to my room. That's why I'm hot. Barbara, is the room hot? Chris, yes, because I'm dressed and the room is very hot. Barbara, that's just a natural thing from where you live? Chris, yes. Barbara, so normally when you wake up, you'd be hot.
Okay, sorry about that. I ran out of hard drive space, so everything just shut down. So now we're back in here. I got a new hard drive plugged in. And let's continue with this, the Chris Bledsoe Story Hour. Let's see how we're doing. So our trade, we're up 376. So that's looking good. And here we go. Let's keep going.
Now that answers your question as to why you were fully dressed. Chris, yes. Barbara, and the one you've been thinking of as the lady, that is now the same one you were thinking as the mother? All the same wonderful, glorious being? Chris, yes, for all eternity. She cares for us and all of humanity and every living thing. But Earth is first, and Earth has a code. The code is triggered by fear from humanity. It has in it an imprinted code and controlling population. And all of humanity, it was built into the foundation of this world, the nature to keep itself in balance. And as humanity grows, the fear becomes more strong, which affects the resonance of this planet. And there are plans from the dark force to overcome us all. It's what it wants to do, but we must overcome the fear and not give in to it. Barbara, so you are to help many other people to not give into it and to recognize it and to not go into fear. Chris, yes, and to understand that what we are seeing is not all evil, and that it's part of love and creation, the angels and the principalities, agents of their creator or creation. They work for creation. Barbara, so you have found that the church, even the Catholic Church, is open and responsive to this kind of teaching? Chris, I think that they will be. They will be. They'll want to be. And that they'll accept, a good many will accept the truth. It's been hidden away. This is in biblical terms. She said the apocalypse to reveal that which is hidden, to tell the truth because we have a choice, to live in fear and die by fear, or live in love and find happiness and peace. We have that choice, and all of humanity at this point deserves the truth. It has to be told. It has to be told. That's been mandated to be told. We have free will, so we have to. Barbara, we have free will and we can choose, then perhaps more and more people will need to be educated about the fact that we have to do this. Chris, yes. Barbara, between the fear and the evil and the good and the light. Chris, yes, yes. Barbara, and you're very much a part of that. Chris, not that I wanted to be. Barbara, you've been very, very chosen for this and very assisted and accompanied in doing this. And the pledge to use that this accompaniment and this protection, this love will continue to be with you. Chris, yes, it has to. Barbara, so it's very important, isn't it, that you have revisited this today and know it more fully than you have known it before. Chris, it's so joyful, their presence. Barbara, and hopefully you can go forward from this point with your mission and with more of a sense that you are always guided and protected. Chris, yes, I know that without a doubt. I know that, and that's why they come when I call. When I'm afraid and I call, they come to reassure, and they come when others need help out of love if we ask them to. Protectors. Barbara, so the others, they really need to call to them, don't they? Chris, yes, everyone does. Barbara, so do you have the sense that there are many, many wonderful beings too, just willing to help and waiting to be called to? Chris, yes, many throughout this universe, throughout creation. They created us out of love and kindness, and the dark force tries to destroy that which is created in fear and in hate, and that has to go. And this is what has to be told to make this world understand that this new knowledge can bring about peace, because too many people are dying and suffering over religions, thoughts, and teachings. This is why it has to be told. The truth has to come out, the revealing, the truth, that we're not alone and meaningless, and that we come from nothing that is so much a lie and not true. We're very special, and that we were created in free will to find that for our soul to journey on to a new place. We can't live in fear. We have to shed that away. Barbara, and so much of the world culture seems to be encouraging fear of all kinds of things all the time. Chris, yes, and the dark forces know that, and they actually engineer it, and it breeds upon itself if you let it fester, and it becomes more negative. But we have to tell the truth. We have to change everything to find that new place, that new beginning. And it's time. It's now. It's now. Barbara, so do you feel in you a little more energy for getting on with it and dealing with it? Chris, yes, ma'am, I do. Barbara, great. Chris, I feel guidance now and understanding of things better. But there's still so much unseen that's there. This is about a disaster coming that I was shown that doesn't have to happen. And if we don't change, we're going down the wrong path. Humanity will never awaken. It will be stolen from us through fear and darkness. The truth will bring love and peace upon this world, and it will be through the mother and the love from the feminine, the mother energy that brings about the light and nourishment and love to this world. Because the man energy is so rough and warlike, but it has to be moved to the side, and the women will rise up. She told me this. The women will rise up, and they are, and we've only seen the start. They will become empowered and lose that fear they carried forever. Barbara, and as this happens, they can help to balance out the energies that have been going in the wrong direction. Chris, yes, the mother is love. That's what we need. Barbara, well, is there anything else you need to think about or see or know at this point right now? Chris, not at this point. I'm in a place of processing. I keep seeing images flashing, beautiful living colors flashing in and out of things that are coming. Processing. It's amazing. I'm so grateful. Barbara, and those beings are grateful for you and what you're doing. Chris, they healed me. They came at my lowest point. They came. They set me up on solid ground, and they came because I was crying out for help. Barbara, and they'll continue to do that too, Chris. Continue to be with you and come even if you come into another really low point, and you can call out to them and they will come. They've committed to that. They made that promise to you. Chris, yes, they did, and the mother too. Barbara, and they apparently work really well together, the beings and the mother. Chris, yes, there are many beings, many, but they work for her. She's the mother of all, the comforter. She's here to warn us because I wouldn't listen and I was so attacked. She had to come herself, knowing that when she came, I would not doubt any longer. Barbara, well, you'll be continuing to process this as you go forward, this day and all the days ahead, and I encourage you to remember as you need to the incredible love, light that is there for you, and the support and the guidance and the imperative nature of doing something to change the way that it is on this earth. Chris, yes, it's all about nature. It's alive, and we live within it. And there's a lot of nature we can't see, forces that are here but unseen. Barbara, but you know from your own experience that this is real and true and lasting. Chris, yes. Barbara, so if you're ready to come back to this time and place and this situation, just know you will carry this with you now that it's become more into your awareness. It's much more full, much more something you can trust as you carry on with what you were here to do. So anytime you wish, you can just close your eyes and feel again by remembering it. Feel again that incredible light and love and caring that you experienced. It's there for you always to experience. So at any moment, you can choose that. You can choose to experience that again. This will be a very big help in continuing on with the work that you're to do. You can always ask for more protection for yourself and your family and those you really care about, even though they have said that the mother has said she and they are protecting you anyway. But if you feel like asking for it, that's fine. They will hear it, they will receive it, and give you the love and protection for you and those you care about and those you might worry about. They are just here, waiting and listening and ready for you and all of us to ask for help. So I'm going to bring your attention back now to this time and this place. I'm going to be counting from number 1 to number 5. And when we get to number 5, you'll be feeling more light, alert, refreshed, awake, and able to sit up and get your bearings and become more clear, more adjusted to the here now, and be ready to go on with the rest of your day. And then she starts counting.
Order filled.
Drip Eliante, pulling up, feeling like Harry Belafonte. Look at my racks, feel like Serena went hit from the back. Swing, pull like Jim, waves on swim, Anorak Timbs with the tech. Butterfly doors on the Tesla, I ain't spend shit on gas.
$150, I be at the strippy club. Whiskey sippy cup, I be on like Disney Plus. Empress New Grove, on my cheese blue. Bitch got a twin, and she let me hit it. Hold up. Freaky little mommy wanna suck me till I sleep. I can't even lie, yeah, she being a little creep. Now she wanna airdrop me, pick double D's. And she don't charge a fee, they for free.
Drip Eliante, pulling up, feeling like Harry Belafonte. Look at my racks, feel like Serena went hit from the back. Swing, pull like Jim, waves on swim, Anorak Timbs with the tech. Butterfly doors on the Tesla, I ain't spend shit on gas.
If I like how the bad look, I'ma eat it up, ain't this shit back her. We film ads for the videos that she got stored on a MacBook. Kaboom in the mouth, Bazooka Joe. Her daddy is mad, he's a boomer though. I'm in my element, bam, my jam. I drop the top on a Panamera. Backs on me like I'm bringing in groceries. Wanna know why she nosy. I'm in H&M cozy, predator hoagie, spend it on the brodies. We hit hard, that's blunt force trauma. 3-6 hoes, I pound my collar. If she less than a 10, I make her split the bill, for real.
Drip Eliante, pulling up, feeling like Harry Belafonte. Look at my racks, feel like Serena went hit from the back. Swing, pull like Jim, waves on swim, Anorak Timbs with the tech. Butterfly doors on the Tesla, I ain't spend shit on gas.
5 grand and strive. Fucking nigga pay me less. It pay my bills at minimal, but see it pay me stress. Doing this, doing that, and turn around and scold you true. How I did it wrong when I just did it like you told me to. Fuck you, eat a dick. That's what I be really thinking. Yes, sir. No, sir. That's what I be really speaking. Cause even though this job pissed me off, obviously, what make a nigga piss more is living poverty. Obviously, I gotta work, suck it up and give a smirk. Smiling even though it hurt and see my boss a fucking jerk. They call it a paycheck, it's really disrespect. That shit's so low I can't afford to call collect. And that's better than Mike Jack with the White Sox. I'm steady slaving for days, just give me one shot. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow on days and we work slow on nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow on days and we work slow on nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow on days and we work slow on nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow on days and we work slow on nights. I see them laughing as they passing and harass me colder. Cause see my passion keeps on passing me, I'm getting older. That's why I rarely let people at my job know I rap. Cause that just turned to some circus like I'm an acrobat. And my coworkers are nosy and I don't miss it hardly. Can you do a rap at a job Christmas party? Hell no, you ain't shit offended you would ask me to. Don't get it twisted that I'm working here cause I'm just passing through. But they don't believe me cause I've been here for years working. And so it's seeming it's dreaming the rapping ain't working. On a professional level it's so objectional shovel I'm doing dirt with, so every day I work shit. I'm steady slaving, behaving just like I'm Bruce Tobin. I feel dejected, rejected, sit on my stoop slowly. And it's better than Mike Jack with the White Sox. I'm steady slaving for days, just give me one shot. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow on days and we work slow on nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow on days and we work slow on nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow on days and we work slow on nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow on days and we work slow on nights. Slaving night, works days, works night. Slaving day, slaving night, works days, works night. Slaving.
Dime lo que tú quieres de mi coqueta. Sé lo que te gusta es salir y se suelta. Cuando baila reggaetón pa' mí que muñeca. Le gusta salir y seducir. Le gusta seducir. Dime lo que tú quieres de mi coqueta. Sé lo que te gusta es salir y se suelta. Cuando baila reggaetón pa' mí que muñeca. Le gusta salir y seducir. Dale chiquitita, dame más. Qué bonita que te quiere controlar. Ella dice que me quiere controlar. Nosotros los vamos a develar más. Dime, cómo tú te quieres a venir más. Dime, cómo los vamos a conocer más. Dime, no te quiero solo ver, quiero compartirte. Quiero que te vean y te siguen. Soy un bandolero, le gusta ver una coqueta. Dime cómo suena la pobreza. Sé que tú supiste que tú fuiste la coqueta. Tú siempre fuiste la coqueta. Dime lo que tú quieres de mi coqueta. Sé lo que te gusta es salir y se suelta. Cuando baila reggaetón pa' mí que muñeca. Le gusta salir y seducir. Dime, Oye, mandale, le gusta ver una coqueta. Oye, mandale, le gusta ver una coqueta. Dime cómo suena la pobreza. Tú siempre fuiste la coqueta. Dime lo que tú quieres de mi coqueta. Sé lo que te gusta es salir y se suelta. Cuando baila reggaetón pa' mí que muñeca. Le gusta salir y seducir. Salir y seducir.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say. I got 'em picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing, keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big rough, cause it can get big rough, cause it can get big rough. Hey, please don't play no games with me, I promise I'm too much. Hey, I can never let up even if you had enough. Hey, this ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough. I had enough, it ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to beat in submission with no intermission. I see the collision, the crash in the distance ain't coming off track, no. Now when they ask what's the motive, don't talk, I just show them. They all about to see what I mean in the moment. I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and I'm keeping it rolling. They already know. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play so. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing, keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big rough, cause it can get big rough, cause it can get big rough.
Gonna fly away, go a million miles, and take a holiday where I can hide a while. Where the crowds are gone, I'll hear the siren song saying, here, a life like this, you can do no wrong. A life like someone told me I'd never see, where the sun shines like sugar, there's no sting from the honeybee. Gonna fly away, buddy, I'll be gone. Gonna find a life like this where I belong.
All right, so we're I've been in this for like how long? I don't even know because I split it in two. So over an hour. It's just sort of not doing much. I don't really want to just sit around here and stare. So I'm going to change the exit. I'm going to bring the exit. My target exit on this is 45. It's at 55. So I'm going to take it to 50. Oh, there's 50. Maybe me saying this kind of scared it into acting, going the right way for us. Oh, I saw 45, so maybe we'll get it. Yeah, that's the trick. I'll just start to act like I'm going to close it, and then it'll start to act right. There's 45. That's what we want. I saw 45 again. Come on, 45. Yeah, I think we'll get this one. I got this party music going. Come on. It keeps going to 45. It'll sit there for like, it seems like a minute. Hey, Bailey. Okay, it's on 45. Let's see how long it stays there. So it's just sitting at 45 for like 6, 7, 8, 1,000. Yeah, it's like 10 seconds. It's sitting there and it won't get filled. They're just playing with me over there. There it goes. Okay. Thanks, party people and music. Where is it? Okay, so let's see where we're at. Let's make sure that was us first of all. So there we got filled at 45. Good. Great. Okay, so we closed down our trade. And that's $500. That's our first $500, I think. So that's 10 contracts. Today's what? Today's 2/26/24. And we made 500. 500. What was the risk on this? Total risk on this trade was 40.50. 4,050. $40.50. This was like, I'm gonna guess it's probably like 90 minutes. Okay, so there we are. So let's see if we can scale up to 11 on the next one. I think at this point, every time I win, I should be able to scale up at least one more. So we'll say 420. That's the risk times 11. Oh yeah, plenty of room. Unless we can go to 12. I don't think so. 420 times 12. 420 times 12. Yeah, so just under that. So we can go to 11 next time. I'm scaling up quick, Zach.
Yeah.
Can you dig it? Yeah. Okay, so that's it for this one. And if you'd like to follow along with me on these, just make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. And also join me on my website. Go over there, sign up for my free email newsletter. And you get a welcome email from me. Just reply back to that welcome email, and I'll get back to you, and we'll go from there. All right, that's it for this one. See you next time. Bye.